Hi everyone, welcome to my online classroom that is actually my house. Like I mentioned in the announcements on FOL, I just got a new computer, so I'm learning slowly how to, one, use my new computer, two, put things online, three, communicate with you. Um, Many students are telling their teachers they feel like they're getting too much information and it's too confusing. So please email me if you feel like you are feeling overwhelmed, like too much stress, or if you don't understand something. But I will try to make it clear and easy for you. I will be using FOL, our FOL portal. I will be using the announcements to tell you each day what you need to do, and everything you need to do will be in the content section under core. And then it says week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, blah, blah. And under each week, I will have reading, listening. Nope, that's not true. Reading, writing, and grammar. And I will tell you in the announcement section what you need to do each day. And you should be able to find it in the content section under the correct week. Okay. Are we good? It's so strange teaching without my beautiful students in front of me. I miss you all so much, and I hope you are staying safe. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do, because it is Tuesday, we always start Tuesday with our reading. So please go get your reading book. And we are going to be doing Unit 1, Reading 3. The answers for Reading 2, which was your homework last week, are under Content Core Week 2. You can find the answers to the Reading 2, Unit 1. Okay, but we're going to do Unit 1, Reading 3, which is about citizen journalism. But before we do that, we need to learn another reading skill. And a very important reading skill that we have learned in week 1 was skimming. So if you remember, skimming is reading quite quickly, looking for main ideas. And we know that skimming is an important academic skill because it helps us read quickly, and so we don't waste our time like deep reading stuff that won't be useful to us. When we look quickly for the main ideas, we can decide if something is useful or not useful. Okay. All right. So finding main ideas. Usually, and this will connect to what we are going to do in our writing section today. But this, usually how academic texts are structured is if you have a paragraph, in the first sentence of the paragraph, there is the topic. Like, that's how it usually is. So if you are reading something quite quickly, usually, you can read the first sentence of each paragraph and you will get kind of the main idea of everything. If you want, when you do your reading of Reading 3 today, try doing that first, where you read only the first sentence of each paragraph and try to maybe write 1 or 2 sentences about what you think the main idea of the whole reading is. Okay, now, If you read the first sentence and for some reason there is no topic in the first sentence, generally the next place you can look is the last sentence. The last sentence is usually where they've made kind of a conclusion or a small summary of everything they talked about in the paragraph. So, if you can't find it in the first sentence, look in the last sentence. Now, if you look in the last sentence, I mean, at this point, you should stop. But if you want to keep going, you should look at the second sentence, because sometimes the first sentence is like a general introduction, and the second sentence is where they really give the topic. Now, if you check the first sentence and the last sentence and the second sentence, and still you cannot find the main idea or the topic of your paragraph, then I am afraid you must read the whole paragraph to try and find the main idea. So then you do a little bit more deep reading. Okay. So, let's see. Now, this will connect to our writing our body paragraphs and what is called our topic sentence. So that will be the next video I post. We'll be talking about writing and our body paragraphs. But remember this is important. Okay, so in every kind of topic sentence, which is usually the first sentence, here I'm going to write it down. Usually the sentence we find our main idea in is called our topic sentence. So usually our topic sentence is our first sentence. And the topic sentence has two parts. It has what is called the topic and the claim. Now, when we do writing, this will be called the control. The control. And that'll be when we do our writing of our body paragraphs. Okay. But for some reason in your your reading textbook, it is called a claim. So, they are trying to be confusing. Okay. So the topic, in this sentence, the topic is the topic. It is like, it's the topic. I don't know what else to say. It is the topic of the paragraph. So for example, if my paragraph says, my first sentence says, ice cream is absolutely the best dessert. Actually, I will write that down. Ice cream is the best dessert. I'm not sure if I think that's true, but we're going to go with it for now. Okay, so ice cream is the best dessert. So this is our topic sentence. So obviously the topic of this sentence and hopefully the paragraph is ice cream. It's the topic. However, so that's the easy part. Usually students are excellent at finding the topic. No problem. Okay, but then we have to find the claim. And the claim is basically, it is the author's opinion. It's the author's opinion about the topic. Like, the topic can be ice cream, but there are 1 million possible opinions about ice cream. That it's delicious, that it will make you fat, that you cannot eat ice cream in the winter, that you can only eat ice cream in the summer, that it reminds us of childhood, that chocolate ice cream is better than vanilla ice cream. Some people hate ice cream. Some people eat ice cream every day. There are a million different ways to have an opinion about ice cream. So you need to look inside the sentence and find out, what does the author believe about ice cream? Now, in our sentence, ice cream is the best dessert. It's really easy. It's just an adjective, and that adjective is the best. This is the claim. Sorry, that's confusing. Yeah, this is the claim. So the topic of this sentence is ice cream, and the claim is that it is the best. Now, in your reading exercise that I'm about to give you, the claim might be a little more complicated than the best. It might be a whole opinion about the topic, but that's fine. You guys are intelligent, and I trust you that you will be able to find it. Okay, so what I would like you to do right now is That just fell right off my whiteboard. Okay, give me a second. What I want you to do right now is open your books. And you are going to do the skill practice. So, where'd my marker go? Ugh. So, I want you to pause this video, and I want you to do skill practice, page 22 to 23. And I want you to do skill practice 1, 2, and 3. So while you do that, I'm going to go get the answers so I can read them to you, and I'm going to set up my board for the next part of this reading assignment. Okay, so do skill practice, page 22 to 23, skill practice 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do some stuff here, and then when I come back, I'll give you the answers and we can continue with our reading lesson. Okay, good luck. Okay, we're ready for the next section. So before we continue, I'm going to give you the answers for the skill review you just did. If you're not finished the skill review, please pause this video, finish it up, and then press play, and I'll be ready to give you the answers. Okay, so, oh, where did it go? Dun, dun, dun. What am I doing? News media, reading to... oh, sorry, wrong book. Gotta get it. Okay, skill practice. Here we go. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so skill practice 1. The answer for number 1 is A. Number 2 is B. 3 is A. And 4 is C. People often think it's D, but it's not. It's C. Okay. Skill practice number 2. Number 1, the claim is D. 2 is C. 3 is B. 4 is C. Okay, and skill practice 3 was a little more difficult. Number 1, the answer is C. And number 2, the answer is D. So the main idea of number 3 is basically that Joseph Pulitzer thought journalism was a very important profession. That's the topic and the claim. That's the main idea of that paragraph. Okay, good job, everybody. All right. So for the next part of our reading exercise of Unit 1, Reading 3, I have some what would normally be discussion questions, but you have no one to discuss with unless, of course, you are at home with a roommate or your husband or wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend. But if you have no one to talk to right now, please take a minute to write down some answers to these questions. Not long, just 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, so question number 1. How do you know the news is true? Meaning, when you watch the news on TV, or you are reading the news on the internet, or you get an article in your social media, or your friend tells you something about the news, how do you know? How do you know if it's true or not true? This is a really interesting topic. We're going to talk a little bit later in the week and next week about sources, meaning how do we know when we can trust information and when we cannot trust information? But that is for a later class. Okay, the next question I want you to ask yourself, is everyone has a cell phone. How has that changed the news? So everybody in their pocket has a video camera and a camera. So how has this changed how we take the news in, or how people report the news? Okay, so take a few minutes, press pause, take a few minutes to write down some answers to these questions. Okay. Okay. So, how do we know the news is true? This is a really difficult question these days. We know the news is true sometimes because people tell us it is true. Many of us come from countries where we can't really trust the news because we don't really trust that the government who controls the news is telling us true information. Here in Canada, we have part of our constitution is that there must be a separation between government and news, that the news must be free from government control. Now, that is a very nice idea, but that is not also totally true here either. But maybe more true than other places. A lot of controversy has happened around the news on the internet. If anybody knows anything about the election of Donald Trump in the United States, they know for sure that Russian computer people put all sorts of like fake news into the internet, and people read it, and it changed people's opinions about Donald Trump, and they voted him to be president. So the way that we read news on the internet can have a big effects on politics, on our lives, and it might not be based on true information. Okay. Everyone has a cell phone. How has that changed the news? Well, we all know that news now can be someone taking a picture of something. Again, another American example is that sometimes police people are not are very dangerous with Black people. They will like hurt them, and they will kick them, and sometimes they will shoot them when they are not allowed. But recently people have been taking videos and pictures of this. It's called police brutality. Brutality is a synonym for violence. So police violence. So people have been taking photos and videos now, and more policemen are having to change the way that they treat Black people. So it can be very, very powerful that people like you and I have the ability to capture the news ourselves. Again, though, can you trust the news that is just coming from your neighbor? I don't know. That's the question. Okay, so your first assignment for today is to read Citizen Journalism, which is Unit 1, Reading 3. The reading is page 26 to 27. And then please do the exercises on page 28 to 30, including the skill review. The skill review will be practicing finding those topic sentences and that topic and that claim that we just did. Okay, so do that first. The second video I'm going to do is going to be a big long one about writing a body paragraph, and I'm going to do that tomorrow. So tomorrow's video might be quite long. I recommend maybe watching it in pieces, and you will also need the booklet that I gave you that had all the essay stuff, because that handout because you'll be asked to do some exercises. So please have that ready tomorrow. Tomorrow I will also give you the answers to Citizen Journalism, page 26, 27. So this is due tomorrow. I'm still going to use the calendar on FOL to put your homework in there. So tonight's homework is this. This is all you need to do today. And tomorrow we're going to do some serious writing. Okay? I love you all. Stay safe, stay inside, and I will see you tomorrow.